get the baseball hat, or you feel like that, and then you go, I feel like I'm in hiding, you know.
Yeah.
So it's weird. It's things that you didn't expect. I wouldn't change it for the world because I love what I do, and I'm really living my dream. But at the same time, there's things about that dream that, you know, that aren't as you expected. You as much as you learn the positive aspects of your own life and of humanity, you also find out the dark, negative aspects of other people and humanity as well.
Would you say that you sort of sacrificed your personal life in a way to pursue your career?
Yeah. But I think that when you do it, you don't realize.
No.
You know, it's because you're just working away.
Yeah.
And I think there's a disconnect at a point where you go, how, I'm just making a movie, you know, and because so much of what happens in this career happens in a vacuum. If you're on a movie set and you're working in a studio, you work with the same people every day, it's exciting, but at times it can feel really unglamorous. You know, you go into a built set, you do the same scene again and again and again. Sometimes you got the boom operator, he's like, you know, whatever, and it's the same people every day. And yet, meanwhile, every day there's more people watching even your old movies, either at cinema or on DVDs. You're becoming, you know, or watching interviews or something, and you're becoming more and more known. But you don't even appreciate that because you're just working somewhere, you know, in Iceland. Like I made a movie in Iceland. You're working in Iceland making a movie, or in Lithuania, or you know, or down in Brazil, or you know, Philadelphia, and you're not necessarily appreciating it until the next time you go back and you walk down the street, and suddenly more people know, and then it's almost too late to turn back. Not that I would want to turn back. I mean, it's great, but I don't think that you sit, maybe because you don't want to think like that. You don't want to go, am I sacrificing my personal, my private life for my career? Because probably the answer is, you know, yes. But you also know that by posing that question, that hypothesis, that that, you know, the only remedy to that is to say, okay, well, I'm going to stop acting, and you don't want to do that either. You know?
But do you think would it be possible to mix the two of them together? Because sometimes I'm thinking, like you all of a sudden become really, really famous within a very short time. And of course, a girl wants you, and they scream at you, and they fantasize about you. They think you look gorgeous, and they think you are like you are in the movies.
I hope not, because I play a crazed killer in this movie.
Yeah, but still a charming crazed killer. But then, can they? Do you think sometimes that they misunderstand? Is it difficult? Do you think when you meet someone, do you feel like they think of you as this movie star, not as you?
Yeah, I think sometimes. I mean, some people see through that. Some people aren't fazed by it, especially with me, because I don't have that. I don't have airs and graces. I don't think that I walk around like, oh, I'm a movie star. I'm just little old me. You know, I think I'm very grounded and down to earth. And but there's no doubt that a lot of people do react like that, and you learn to take that with a pinch of salt. I mean, it's nice, but those, you know, that's normally coming perhaps from a fan, and it is what it is. You know, just like I have the same thing. There's people I meet where I'm like, oh, I don't know what to say. What do I say in this situation where I get a little bit starstruck? So I understand that feeling, and therefore I treat it as just part of nature. You know, it's just the way we think. And then if it's talking about friendship, you know, I hope that I'm a pretty good judge of character. You know, you realize who are your friends. A lot of my friends I've had for years. You know, so.
But getting new friends, that must be hard.
What's that?
Getting new friends. I mean, when somebody.
Well, yes and no, because most of your new friends are in the business that you're in. You know, like for instance, I became friends with Jamie Foxx when we did this movie. Now he's not starstruck by me. He doesn't, you know. He knows me as a person because we worked together for months. And like I say, I don't live that life. I still live the most normal life possible. So I feel like I still make a lot of new friends, and I go for cool, down to earth people with a great sense of humor, or people that inspire me. You know, that are going to make me think and make me want to move ahead in life. So that's who I choose to be with.
I spoke to Vince Vaughn last week, and he said he was really happy that he found a girl who was a civilian. Do you think that's a good thing to have?
Definitely. I mean, you don't want to say, oh, I'd never date an actress, because although nowadays in the press, apparently that's all I'm doing. And that's the funny thing, is not to say that would never happen or that doesn't happen, but without a doubt, it's easier just to not. It's you know, it's hard enough having to deal with the craziness you go through as an actor, never mind the two of you, you know. I mean, I worked with Angelina, and she's great. I love her, but I don't know how the two of them pull that off, you know, to both be such huge movie stars and to go through that together. So, you know, who knows for the future, but I totally understand an actor dating, as you would call it, a civilian. I think that the issue would be much harder for the civilian, you know, somebody who's not in the business, to have to deal with the amount of attention, both positive and negative, that's thrown their way, or even negative attention. You know what I mean? I had a girlfriend once, and we've been hanging out for a long time, and the second we went to an event together, the hate that came through the internet, you know, and she went on the internet and read it, and she got so upset. You know, they said this about me, and they hate me, and you know, they want me to die, and I'm like, you know, whoa. I'm like, well, don't read the internet, but people are crazy.
Yeah. So do you see
some people are crazy?
Yeah, some people are. Do you see yourself as a father and a husband in the future?
Absolutely, yeah. I'm a father now. I'm joking.
Oh, there we go.
My next movie does well, I'll find out if I'm a father. No, okay. See, that's those kind of flirtatious statements.
I know.
Then he goes into press, and it's good. Gerard Butler said he was a father.
There you go again.
But then when asked, he said he wouldn't give away who is, you know. That's the bit that they extend, you know.
Oh, okay.
It's like they take a grain of truth, and then they go, now we'll exaggerate it a little bit. But yeah, no, I absolutely I do. You know, but I also believe that what's going to happen is going to happen, you know. There's a reason that I'm sitting here right now having done this movie, considering I've led a life that would never have suggested, you know, as a little boy in Scotland, or you know, growing up in a working class area and going to law school, nothing would ever suggest that I would be here. So you never know where life's going to take you, and it might, you know, whatever it's going to take me, I trust, especially because of where I am right now, I trust that it's always going to take me in the right direction, whether I think at the time that's the right direction or not. You know, when they fired me as a lawyer, I thought, this is the worst thing that could ever happen to me. And now I look back, and it's the best thing, you know, and think that the worst things that could happen, there's always a reason for that when you look back.
I wish you all the best, and I hope to see you again in the future. And I hope you don't change.